Something extremely unusual has just happened in artificial intelligence. Companies that normally fight over talent, customers, computing power, and who has the smartest model have suddenly united behind the same cause. Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, Google, OpenAI, Amazon, SpaceX, Mistral, Hugging Face, Perplexity, and dozens of others have publicly defended open-weight artificial intelligence. But one major company refused to join them. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, is now facing accusations that it wants to use artificial intelligence safety to protect its closed business model, weaken open competition, and place the future of intelligence behind corporate gates. Anthropic says that accusation is completely wrong. So here are the 10 most important parts of this controversy, beginning with the decision that turned Anthropic into the artificial intelligence industry's biggest target. The backlash began with a public letter called Open Weights and American Artificial Intelligence Leadership. It was originally supported by more than 24 companies and organizations, including Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, Palantir, Hugging Face, Mozilla, the Linux Foundation, and several major artificial intelligence startups. More companies then joined, including Google, OpenAI, Amazon, SpaceX, Perplexity, and Mistral. Some of those names were surprising because they also make money from closed models. They could have avoided the debate, but they decided that publicly defending open weights was now strategically important. Anthropic still refused to sign. That turned its absence into the biggest story surrounding the letter. Anthropic was no longer simply expressing caution. It appeared to be the only leading frontier laboratory, standing against almost the entire technology industry. But to understand why that looked so serious, we need to understand what Anthropic appeared to be opposing. When somebody uses Claude, Gemini, or ChatGPT, they normally access a model controlled by its creator. The company owns the servers, sets the price, applies restrictions, and can remove access whenever it chooses. Open-weight models are different. Their learned numerical parameters can be downloaded, allowing developers to run the model on their own computers, adapt it, inspect it, and continue using it without requesting permission from the original company. This gives businesses independence. A hospital can keep sensitive information on its own systems, a university can conduct research without paying for every request, a startup can build a product without becoming permanently dependent on one provider. Open weights therefore create a much bigger question than whether software should be free. If the most powerful models remain closed, intelligence is rented from a few corporations. If they become open, intelligence can be copied and distributed beyond the original company's control. And that struggle over control explains what the industry letter actually demanded. The letter argued that America's leadership would not be determined by one company owning the smartest model. It would depend on whether artificial intelligence spread throughout hospitals, factories, farms, classrooms, universities, and small businesses. Its supporters claimed that open models would expand access, reduce costs, strengthen competition, and stop customers from becoming trapped inside one company's ecosystem. They also challenged the idea that closed automatically means safe. Closed systems can still be breached, manipulated, or fail in ways that outside researchers cannot inspect. Open models allow more people to examine weaknesses, build safeguards, and create specialized defensive tools. The letter acknowledged that downloadable models can be misused. Once released, their safeguards can be removed and their weights cannot be recalled. But its conclusion was that governments should target demonstrated harms rather than impose premature restrictions that could destroy the entire open ecosystem. Anthropic's silence therefore looked like opposition to access, competition, and customer control. That is when the criticism became brutal. David Sachs, a prominent venture capitalist and former United States government advisor, said the entire technology industry, except Anthropic, had come out in favor of open-source artificial intelligence. He warned that Anthropic would not stop until it had kneecapped open source and said the industry needed to watch the company like a hawk. Bill Gurley, a general partner at the investment company Benchmark, suggested that open weights threatened Anthropic's corporate economic strategy. Kai-Fu Lee, the founder of a Chinese open model company, said the organization that did not sign the letter was more interesting than all the organizations that did. The accusation was obvious. Anthropic sells access to private models. Open models create cheaper alternatives. Therefore, Anthropic benefits if regulation makes those alternatives harder to release. That does not prove Anthropic's safety concerns are dishonest. A company can possess a financial interest and a legitimate concern simultaneously, but a new Chinese model made Anthropic's financial interest impossible to ignore. Kimi K3 is a powerful open-weight model created by the Chinese company Moonshot Artificial Intelligence. Its release shocked parts of Silicon Valley because it approached leading American systems on important tasks while being available through open weights. It demonstrated the nightmare facing closed American laboratories. A competitor could release a model that developers can download and adapt while destroying the scarcity that allows frontier companies to charge premium prices. But Kimi K3 also became connected to allegations of industrial-scale distillation. United States officials accused Moonshot of using outputs from Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 to improve its own model. Distillation allows one model to learn from another model's responses. It is a normal machine learning technique, but Anthropic argues that companies can create huge numbers of deceptive accounts to extract expensive capabilities without permission. From Anthropic's perspective, it spends billions developing a model, another company copies its knowledge, and then releases a cheaper competitor. From the open community's perspective, Anthropic is turning one copying dispute into a justification for restricting everyone. With that accusation spreading, Anthropic finally responded. Anthropic's chief executive officer, Dario Amodei, said the company has never advocated for a blanket ban on open-weight models. He described open models without dangerous capabilities as a public good. They help developers, researchers, and businesses while costing little beyond the computing power needed to run them. He also said banning American businesses from using Chinese open models would fail to stop the most serious threats. Criminals and hostile governments are unlikely to behave like legitimate companies following American law. Most surprisingly, Amodei acknowledged that a ban could protect American laboratories such as Anthropic from competition. He insisted that this had never been the company's objective. However, Anthropic still refused to sign the industry letter. That is because Amodei believes the letter makes dangerous assumptions about what happens when extremely powerful models become downloadable, and those fears form the strongest part of Anthropic's argument. Amodei described two nightmare scenarios. The first is an authoritarian government developing artificial intelligence more powerful than American systems and using it to achieve military superiority, mass surveillance, or permanent repression. The second is a sufficiently powerful model helping people conduct major cyber attacks, create biological weapons, or perform other catastrophic actions. Open weights create a special problem because release is irreversible. A closed service can be monitored, updated, restricted, or switched off. Once model weights have been copied onto thousands of computers, the original developer cannot take them back. Anthropic also disputes the claim that giving advanced capabilities to everyone will automatically help defenders more than attackers. In areas such as biology, creating a threat could be much faster than developing a defense. This is not an imaginary concern. Even many supporters of open artificial intelligence accept that some future models could become genuinely dangerous. The disagreement is over what governments should do about it. Instead of banning open weights as a category, Anthropic supports three targeted measures. First, it wants powerful computing chips and chip-making equipment kept away from authoritarian governments, particularly China. Frontier systems require enormous computation, so controlling hardware could slow rival laboratories. Second, Anthropic wants a crackdown on industrial-scale distillation. It argues that Chinese companies can partially bypass chip restrictions by extracting knowledge from American models at a much lower cost. Third, it wants mandatory safety testing for every sufficiently capable model, whether open or closed. Smaller models from universities, researchers, and startups could remain exempt. Frontier models would be tested for biological, cybersecurity, and alignment dangers before release. Anthropic calls this targeted regulation. Critics call it a ban that does not need to use the word ban. If testing becomes expensive, legal standards remain unclear, or developers become responsible for how strangers modify their models, smaller open laboratories could stop releasing powerful weights entirely. Closed giants would survive those requirements. Open competitors might not, and Anthropic's own recent behavior made that suspicion even worse. Only weeks earlier, the United States government imposed restrictions affecting Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5. Anthropic opposed the decision and reportedly switched the affected models off worldwide because the nationality-based rules were extremely difficult to enforce across a shared cloud service. The company argued that similar capabilities were already available elsewhere. It warned that the restriction hurt legitimate users, damaged defenders, created uncertainty, and could prevent new frontier models from being deployed. Cybersecurity experts defended Anthropic using an argument that sounded very similar to the open weights letter. Restrictions remove advanced tools from people following the law, while determined attackers find alternatives. Critics now see obvious hypocrisy. When Anthropic's own controlled models were threatened, access was essential. When open models were threatened, Anthropic refused to defend them. There is a real distinction. Anthropic wanted to continue selling monitored access, not publish weights that could be copied forever. Its position is logically consistent. It is also extremely convenient for Anthropic's business. And that brings us to the final point. Anthropic represents one possible future. The most powerful models remain controlled by a small number of accountable laboratories that monitor usage and restrict dangerous capabilities. The open model movement represents another. Organizations can download, inspect, adapt, and own the systems on which they depend. Both sides promise safety. Both sides accuse the other of creating unacceptable risks. and both positions support the business models of the companies advocating for them. Nvidia benefits when more models require its computing hardware. Cloud companies benefit when developers run more systems. Closed laboratories benefit when their most valuable models cannot be copied. Anthropic's strongest argument is irreversibility. A dangerously capable open model cannot be recalled. The open movement's strongest argument is concentrated power. A handful of corporations should not decide who receives intelligence, which questions can be asked, and what price everyone must pay. That is why this controversy will not disappear. The industry has not literally agreed that Anthropic is evil, but Anthropic has become the clearest symbol of a controlled artificial intelligence frontier. Its critics believe safety is being transformed into a gate around intelligence. Anthropic believes uncontrolled intelligence could create threats that society gets only one opportunity to prevent. So the entire artificial intelligence industry has not suddenly agreed on everything. It has agreed that Anthropic's vision of the future must be challenged, and the outcome of that challenge could determine whether humanity eventually owns artificial intelligence or merely rents it from the companies powerful enough to control it.